name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. Two, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself. You remember? Your partner, 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan?
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now, in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now it's 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang up. Ha! under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing.
Getting used to it?
After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces should be the perfect one. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Wandi on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is, we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority. Go ahead and close the iDroid.
Out your binoculars? Or should I say, your int scope?
See the village? Straight ahead? To the right. All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village, the Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dawandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Marker
Good.
placed.
Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way.
You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dawandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. They'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat. Even the sheerest cliffs are climbable if there are cracks you can use as handholds. You might even find some unexpected routes that way. Keep an eye out for cracks on your travels. That's a rough diamond. Good find. It'll fetch a high price. Hiding on horseback allows you to stay out of sight even while on the move. It's effective for avoiding enemy guard posts. Why don't you do a little more practice in those ruins? shooting, taking cover, climbing obstacles. See to it that 9-year gap doesn't slow you down.
Yeah.
Marker placed.
sight, sound. Keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly. If you stand up and run around, you'll make it easier for them to spot you. You can use your prosthetic arm to make a knocking sound anywhere and lure the enemy. You can also select empty magazines to throw from among your support weapons.
Whoa, whoa!
Sun will set.
Sun's down already. It goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration. But your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy. That's a Caracal sheep. They're the oldest domesticated sheep and are also prized for their pelts. Some are raised for their meat, but keep your appetite under control. Press up against obstacles like walls to hide from the enemy and protect yourselves from attack. This is taking cover. Whenever the enemy is nearby, your first thought should be to take cover. Sticking to cover lets you get a bead on the enemy from a safe position. Know where you're gonna shoot before you stick your head out. Hold it. There's a Soviet guard post. There are bound to be guards. Take a look with your binoculars. Put the enemy in the center of your field of view. When targeting an enemy from a distance, keep the effective range of your weapon in mind. If the weapon's reticle is white, that means you're outside its effective range. If you decide to fire anyway, take into account how gravity will make the bullet drop. Until you get a feel for that, you might want to approach the enemy until the reticle turns red, and then fire.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them? That's marking. Focus on a thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map. Security at that guard post is relatively light. Looks like the perfect place for a warm-up. Try to remember the ways you used to deal with enemies. Anytime you need advice, just give me a call. We don't know Miller's exact location, so you'll need to do a little intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village. A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you. A Soviet soldier of the 40th Army. No DRA forces around. The Soviets must want to keep that area under direct control. A Soviet soldier of the 40th Army. Miller passed through Vialo Village a few days ago. The transport log could still be around. We don't know Miller's exact location, so you'll need to do a little intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village. A portable toilet. If you're gonna hide inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it. Miller passed through Vialo Village a few days ago. The transport log could still be around. Sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly. don't know Miller's exact location, so you'll need to do a little intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village.
Какого?
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight. That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime. A portable toilet. If you're gonna hide inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it. Boss, you don't understand what he said? I guess that makes sense. It looks like that horn stuck in your head has impacted the language center of your brain. If only we had a recruit with the Russian interpreter skill, we could get by with simultaneous interpretation.
outpost captured.
Crescent. It's a type of medicinal plant. We can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
Marker placed. Marker removed.
Miller passed through Vialo Village a few days ago. The transport log could still be around. We don't know Miller's exact location, so you'll need to do a little intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village. Miller passed through Vialo Village a few days ago. The transport log could still be around. Miller's exact location, so you'll need to do a little intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah!
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Whoa! Yeah!
No DRA forces around. The Soviets must want to keep that area under direct control. Mortar shells travel in a curved trajectory, meaning they hit from up above you. Miller passed through Vialo Village a few days ago. The transport log could still be around. It's an enemy guard post. Watch yourself.
Теряйте бдительность!
Post captured.
Black carrot. It's something of an ancestor to the domestic carrot. It's also a favorite of wild animals.
Marker removed. Marker removed. Marker place. Marker removed. Marker placed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Whoa! Whoa!
We don't know Miller's exact location, so you'll need to do a little intel gathering first. Take a look around Vialo Village.
Yeah!
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.